Hi, welcome back to part 2 of this 3-part video series. Here we have a rowing machine, or as the rowing community likes to call, the erg, which is short for an ergometer. To get started, you want to sit down on the seat, obviously, and then you have the foot stretcher. These are adjustable, so if you have smaller feet or larger feet, you can adjust it accordingly. I like to put it to number 3, so I'm going to get it at number 3 there on both sides, and then you slide your feet into the foot stretcher. When you're adjusting that, you want the strap to fall just over the knuckles in your feet, or right where your shoelaces are ending. And then you want to get it nice and snug, and then you're all ready. Next up, you got to grab the handle. When you grip the handle, you want to have a nice light grip that is mostly in the fingers. So you don't want to be gripping on like that, just nice and light, helps prevent blisters, and will make you a lot more happy when you're on the rowing machine. So there's 3 main parts of the rowing stroke. You have the legs, the back, arms, then arms, back, legs. When you're at the start of the stroke right here, that's called the catch, because when you're in the boat, that's where the oar is going to catch water, and then you're going to push through the water. When you're there, you want to be nice and compressed with your hips slightly folded over, except still the back, nice, strong, tall position. When you're at the finish, you want to bring your hands in the handle right into your sternum, and your elbows should be pointed straight back, like so. From the position at the catch to the finish, your hips only really swing about 15 degrees. It's gonna feel like you're needing to do more than you do. Just think it's actually not as much of a movement from your hips as you think it would. One way that I was taught to sort of differentiate the 3 parts of the stroke is from a front end pick drill. So for that, you start at the catch of the stroke, and then you do just the legs. So after you do a few with just the legs, then you will add in the back. Once you do a few with the back, then you can add in the arms. And remember, finish right at your sternum, nice strong back. That helps prevent injuries with the back. Another thing about the rowing stroke, the legs in that stroke accounts for about 80% of your power. So really focus on driving with the legs before you start doing your back or your arms. Obviously your legs have bigger muscles than your arms or back, so you want to use them more in the stroke. Another way of looking at it is through the back end pick drill, which you start at the finish, then you do arms only, and then arms and back, and then arms, back, and legs. So once you get good enough to be able to put these 3 parts of the stroke together into one fluid motion, you got to remember that it's a 3-to-1 ratio. So what do I mean by that? When you make the stroke, that's 1, and then 2, 3, 4. Try 2, 3, 4. So basically, when you're going up the slide is called the recovery. Why is it called the recovery? Because you should be recovering. So if you're rushing straight up the slide, you obviously don't have much time to recover. Whereas if you have a nice drive, and then 1, 2, 3, that gives you 3 counts to be able to recover and have a nice strong stroke to keep nice and fast. Whenever you're finished with rowing, you want to return the handle to this upright position to eliminate any stretch on the rope for the long term.